In 1946, an extraordinary event unfolded during a grand procession in Portugal. 3 white doves, released in honor of Our Lady of Fatima, chose to stay at the statue's feet throughout the journey, refusing food and water, seemingly oblivious to the surrounding chaos. Why would these birds, known for their freedom and flight, display such unwavering devotion? Could this act carry a powerful spiritual meaning? These questions left thousands in awe, as the dove's behavior appeared to transcend natural instincts. While there is no definitive answer, their presence was interpreted as a sign of reverence, amplifying the celebration of the Immaculate Conception's significance during this remarkable occasion. If you enjoy content that helps you grow spiritually, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and join our community for more inspiration. Let's get started. The year marked the 300th anniversary of Portugal's consecration to the Immaculate Conception, and the faithful sought to honor Our Lady of Fatima with grandeur. A monumental procession was planned, spanning 70 kilometers from the Cova da Iria to the Church of Our Lady of Fatima in Lisbon. Carried on a platform by devoted men, the statue traversed towns and villages where it was met with masses of devotees, vigils, and morning Eucharistic celebrations before continuing its sacred journey. On December 1st, as the procession began, 6 white doves were released in tribute. To everyone's astonishment, 3 of these doves landed at the statue's base and remained there throughout the pilgrimage. They stood firm amidst the jubilant crowds, the showers of rose petals, and the booming fireworks lighting up the night sky. Their refusal to eat or drink heightened the air of mystery surrounding their actions. The devotion along the route was equally striking. Villages erupted in celebration, paying homage to the statue as it passed. The procession grew into more than a physical journey. It became a spiritual phenomenon. Local newspapers documented every detail, spreading the wonder across Portugal. The white doves, pure and unyielding, became a powerful symbol of the nation's faith. Their inexplicable actions resonated with believers, reinforcing the message of the Immaculate Conception. As the statue and its avian companions reached Lisbon, anticipation grew for what awaited at the Church of Our Lady of Fatima, setting the stage for an unforgettable conclusion to this extraordinary event. As the procession continued its sacred journey, the atmosphere along the 70-kilometer route grew increasingly electrifying. In every town and village where the statue of Our Lady of Fatima stopped, crowds gathered in overwhelming numbers to pay homage. Local residents and pilgrims alike organized nightly vigils, filling the air with prayer, songs, and the glow of candles. At dawn, these gatherings culminated in solemn masses, drawing even more participants before the journey resumed. Life can sometimes feel like a never-ending search for purpose, leaving us yearning for answers to the challenges we face. In those moments of doubt, a renewed sense of direction can change everything. This is exactly what The Secret of Jesus' Apparitions offers, a path to clarity and peace through his revelations. This ebook goes into his prophecies and offers insight into what lies ahead. It's available for free in the pinned comment. Grab it now before the edition's gone. The devotion displayed by the communities was remarkable. Entire families lined the streets, many dressed in their finest attire to catch a glimpse of the sacred image. Children carried flowers to lay before the statue, while elderly worshippers knelt on the roadside in silent prayer. Each stop became a celebration of faith, marked by heartfelt gestures of reverence and gratitude. Many viewed the passing of the statue as a rare blessing, believing it to bring protection and hope to their homes. As the statue approached the larger towns, processions became grander, with elaborate decorations adorning the streets. Arches of flowers and banners bearing Marian symbols stretched across the pathways. Choirs filled the air with hymns, and bells from local churches rang out in unison, creating an aura of festivity that was both spiritual and communal. The faithful spared no effort in making these moments as majestic as possible, reflecting their love for Our Lady of Fatima. The 3 white doves, still steadfast at the statue's feet, became a focal point for the crowds. Many marveled at their unwavering presence, interpreting it as a miraculous sign. Some witnesses spoke of feeling a powerful sense of peace when observing the birds, as if their stillness conveyed a divine message. Reports of the doves' behavior began to spread rapidly, with journalists documenting their every move, fueling nationwide fascination. While the doves remained at the heart of the procession's mystique, the sheer scale of public participation was equally astonishing. Thousands followed the statue on foot, forming a moving sea of devotion. Others, unable to travel, lined the streets in anticipation, waiting for the brief moment when the sacred image would pass by. Each encounter seemed to strengthen the collective faith of the people, as the journey pressed on toward Lisbon, where even greater spectacles awaited. As the statue of Our Lady of Fatima approached Lisbon, the anticipation reached unprecedented heights. The faithful gathered in even larger numbers, transforming the final stages of the journey into an unparalleled spiritual celebration. Streets were adorned with garlands of white and blue flowers, symbolizing purity and devotion, while balconies displayed carefully embroidered Marian banners. Each detail reflected the collective reverence of a nation united in faith. As the statue entered the city, it was met with a breathtaking procession, illuminated by thousands of candles that flickered against the evening sky. Pilgrims, many of whom had followed the statue for days, continued to accompany it through the crowded streets. The sound of hymns filled the air, blending with the rhythmic toll of church bells that echoed across Lisbon. Even those who were not directly involved in the procession watched from windows and rooftops, adding their silent prayers to the collective worship. The arrival at the Church of Our Lady of Fatima was met with thunderous applause and waves of emotion from the crowds. Hundreds of children dressed in white awaited the statue's entry, holding flowers and small rosaries, symbols of innocence and devotion. Inside the church, preparations were already underway for the solemn ceremonies planned for the following days. But the moment of the statue's arrival was one of pure awe and reverence. As believers gathered in devotion and the prayers proceeded, a gentle reminder, our free ebook offering reflections on moments like these is still available. Few copies remain. Check the first pinned comment to secure yours before it's too late. Meanwhile, the white doves continued their remarkable vigil. Upon reaching the church, they remained unshaken, perched steadfastly at the statue's base despite the overwhelming noise and motion. Their presence had become an inseparable part of the procession's narrative, inspiring countless conversations among those who witnessed it. Journalists, who had closely followed the procession, described the doves' behavior with fascination, further cementing their symbolic significance in the minds of the faithful. As night fell, the church grounds filled with pilgrims who prepared for the evening vigils. Candles were lit in unison, creating a sea of soft golden light. Prayers echoed through the crowd, their rhythmic cadence uniting strangers in shared devotion. The doves, now bathed in the warm glow of candlelight, seemed to embody the Holy Spirit essence of the event. Their quiet presence a reminder of the extraordinary nature of this journey. Lisbon had become the epicenter of faith, and the days ahead promised even greater moments of grace and wonder. The celebrations at the Church of Fatima, began with the solemn consecration of thousands of children to the Blessed Mother. Clad in white garments, they approached the altar in a long procession, carrying small flowers as offerings. Families filled every corner of the church, their voices joining together in prayer. This act of consecration became a moving ceremony, symbolizing a renewal of devotion and trust in divine protection. The evening procession followed, with participants walking through the streets carrying candles that created a luminous trail behind the statue. The soft glow reflected off the intricate details of the Marian banners, carried high by volunteers, and the ornate garlands that framed the path. Bells tolled with measured rhythm, creating an atmosphere both solemn and celebratory as the faithful moved in unison toward the sacred destination. Within the church, the statue was placed at the central altar, surrounded by an array of flowers meticulously arranged by devoted hands. Priests prepared for the series of masses that would take place throughout the night, each one drawing waves of attendees. The quiet murmur of prayers filled the air as individuals approached to kneel before the statue, seeking moments of personal connection and reflection. The doves continued to captivate the attention of all present. One perched on the epistle side of the altar, another on the gospel side, while the third remained at the feet of the statue. Their stillness in the midst of such a vibrant scene became a subject of truly contemplation. Witnesses remarked on their seemingly symbolic placement, as if reflecting the harmony of faith and nature in this extraordinary celebration. As the hours passed, the church remained filled with pilgrims who alternated between attending Mass and participating in silent vigils. Groups of worshippers recited the Rosary, their voices weaving together in waves of devotion. The sacred aura of the event deepened, with the doves standing as silent witnesses to the prayers and hymns that echoed through the church. With every moment, the connection between the faithful and the Blessed Mother seemed to grow stronger, creating an atmosphere unlike anything the city had experienced before. In the midst of this journey of faith and hope, don't forget to claim your free ebook. It's designed to guide and inspire, much like the procession itself. Find the link in the first pinned comment while it's still available. As dawn broke, the solemn High Mass began, drawing an immense congregation into the church and its surrounding grounds. The clergy moved in a synchronized procession toward the altar, where the statue of Our Lady of Fatima was placed in a position of honor. The ceremony was marked by a silence as the bishop ascended the steps to preside over the sacred liturgy. During the Mass, the doves exhibited a behavior that astonished the gathered crowd. When the bishop elevated the consecrated host, two of the doves left their positions on the altar's sides and descended to the base of the monstrance. Their wings folded, resembling a gesture of reverence, and they remained motionless as if participating in the worship. The third dove, perched on the statue's crown, suddenly spread its wings wide at the precise moment the bishop pronounced the words, "Exe Agnus Dei," "Behold the Lamb of God." Gasps rippled through the congregation as witnesses struggled to grasp the significance of the dove's actions. Many interpreted these moments as divine confirmation of the sanctity of the occasion, enhancing the spiritual intensity of the Mass. The altar, already adorned with cascading flowers and flickering candles, seemed to radiate a divine presence that enveloped the worshippers. Throughout the service, pilgrims knelt in prayer, their expressions reflecting awe and reverence. Some wept quietly, overcome by the spiritual weight of the event, while others sang hymns in soft unison, their voices carrying the emotions of the moment. The interplay between the sacred rituals and the dove's inexplicable behavior became the focal point of discussions among the faithful. Outside the church, those unable to enter participated in their own acts of devotion. Groups formed impromptu rosary circles, their prayers rising in harmony with the chants emanating from within the church. Vendors distributed small tokens of the Virgin Mary, such as medals and prayer cards, allowing individuals to carry a piece of the experience with them. As the Mass reached its culmination, the crowd outside grew silent, sensing the gravity of what was unfolding inside. The extraordinary sight of the doves continued to captivate all who were present, cementing the sense that this day was imbued with a sacred power that would leave an indelible mark on the faith of those who had gathered. As the day unfolded, the sacred processions resumed, drawing even larger crowds to accompany the statue. The three doves remained the center of attention, their presence now intertwined with the unfolding devotion. Pilgrims along the route looked on in amazement as the birds moved gracefully with the statue, further fueling the belief that their actions carried divine significance. During one of the final processions, a striking moment occurred. The first dove, after days of remaining close to the statue, lifted into the air and disappeared. Hundreds of onlookers turned their eyes to the sky, stunned by the sudden departure. The remaining two stayed perched at the base of the statue, continuing their silent vigil, as though waiting for the procession to reach its next pivotal point. When the journey paused near the Cruz Grande, a significant waypoint where three paths converged, the second dove followed the first, taking flight without hesitation. The departure of these two doves sparked conversations among the pilgrims, many interpreting their actions as symbolic of the spiritual unity between the earthly and the divine. Just as this pilgrimage offers a rare chance for spiritual renewal, so does our free ebook. Copies are running out, so don't miss this opportunity. Download it now from the first pinned comment. The final dove remained with the statue as it stopped at this visible and meaningful location. Pilgrims gathered in prayer around the Cruz Grande, recognizing the spot as a moment of transition and reflection. The faithful knelt, some shedding tears of gratitude, their faith strengthened by what they had witnessed over the preceding days. If this message makes you think and you feel it connects with you, don't forget to like it, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Also, if you really want to support our work and help us keep creating valuable content, consider giving us a super thanks. Join this amazing community and don't miss any news. By the time the statue began its final leg of the journey, the last dove, too, took to the sky. The timing of its departure left the crowd awestruck, as many saw it as a culmination of the sacred event. Though the physical presence of the doves had ended, their symbolism lingered, leaving a profound impression on all who had been part of this extraordinary journey. As the statue reached its resting place in the church, the memories of the doves' actions remained vivid. Their flight at key moments throughout the pilgrimage became a lasting emblem of faith and devotion, an enduring reminder of the connection between heaven and earth experienced during this sacred event.